Reports are now swirling that Sean Diddy Combs' twin daughters, Jessie Combs and Delilah Starr Combs, are quietly distancing themselves from their father as his legal troubles continue to escalate. Sources claim the twins are even considering legal emancipation, signaling a dramatic fracture within one of hip-hop's most powerful families. But why is Diddy's own family stepping away at such a critical moment? And what does this sudden shift have to do with renewed scrutiny surrounding Kim Porter's autopsy report? As the fallout from Diddy's legal drama deepens, unsettling questions are resurfacing, and the connections may be far more troubling than anyone expected. Let's break it all down.
Joining me now is one of tonight's A-list presenters. It's Sean Diddy Combs with his stunningly beautiful daughter, Chance Combs. Mr. Combs, is this not the perfect father-daughter date night?
I'm speechless. I am speechless. Baby, you look so beautiful. So beautiful. She's a future actress. Her name is Chance Combs. Chance, you tell her.
Yes, I'm an aspiring actress, and it's my first time at the Oscars, so I'm really excited to be here. Yeah.
For years, Diddy's daughters were known for standing loyally by his side. Yet unlike his sons, Jessie Combs and Delilah Starr Combs rarely stepped into the public spotlight, despite reportedly having ambitions of becoming stars themselves. According to multiple reports, that absence wasn't by choice. Sources allege that following the death of their mother, Kim Porter, in 2018, officially ruled as pneumonia, Diddy began restricting their public exposure and career opportunities. At the same time, Kim Porter's passing has long been the subject of intense speculation, with many online voices alleging foul play and even linking Diddy to those claims. The controversy escalated further when a leaked memoir attributed to Porter surfaced, fueling widespread debate and suspicion. These explosive allegations reportedly placed immense strain on Diddy's relationship with his daughters, who had witnessed firsthand how their mother was treated, deepening the rift that now appears to be coming fully into view.
So it says, investigation. On November 15th, 2018, at 13:05 hours, Officer Villanova from LAPD North Hollywood Division called Case Sloan at the LA County Department of Medical Examiner Coroner to report this apparent natural death. It was reported that the decedent was found unresponsive bed by family members. That's how it's written. 911 was dialed and death was determined at the scene. There was no known medical history other than recent cold flu-like symptoms for the past few days. An in-house physician prescribed antibiotics and IV fluids. There was no known history of drugs or alcohol use. PMD Michael Fardam. And then up here it says Farzam. So I don't know if that's her doctor that came to her home. I'm not sure. I was assigned this field call by Lieutenant Smith on the 15th of November 2018 at approximately 13:16 hours. I arrived on scene at approximately 14:10 hours and departed from the scene at approximately 16:33 hours. Foul play is not suspected.
Once it became clear that Sean Diddy Combs would not be released, after multiple bail requests were repeatedly denied, a noticeable shift occurred within his family. Reports claim that his daughters stopped visiting him altogether. At Diddy's most recent bail hearing, only his sons, Justin Combs and Christian King Combs, were present in the courtroom. The absence spoke volumes. According to sources, much of Diddy's extended family has since cut off direct communication with him. Prosecutors have further alleged that previously released videos showing family members wishing Diddy a happy birthday were carefully scripted efforts designed to generate public sympathy and portray a united front during a critical moment in his legal battle.
All right, sing happy birthday to Daddy.
Happy birthday to Daddy. Happy birthday. Keep going.
Happy birthday to
Daddy.
Keep going,
Go. Happy birthday to Daddy. Yay!
Yay!
I love y'all so much.
We love you too.
Love you, Pastor.
I can't wait to see y'all.
Yeah.
Can't wait to see y'all. And
Yes,
I'm just want to say I'm proud of y'all. I'm proud of y'all, especially the girls. I mean, all of y'all. But just for being strong. Thank y'all for being strong, and thank y'all for being by my side and supporting me. I love y'all. I got the best family in the world. My birthday, I'm happy. thanks to y'all giving me this call. Thank you very much. I love y'all.
We love you more. Can't wait to see you in a couple of days.
We're waiting to get this hearing started. It was interesting, too, because this time around, you know, Diddy was brought in first. He was brought in about a couple minutes after 2 p.m. today, and we were all kind of waiting to see. We had heard mumblings that his mom might be in courtroom, that we were waiting for the children, but then nothing happened. But then, in another twist and turn, the children do walk in, but this time it was a lot smaller bunch than it was the last time. So last time you're having all of Diddy's children, except with the exception of Love, who is just a 2-year-old child, so she wasn't at court, but you had all of Diddy's children there except Love. But this time around, you just had Justin Combs and Christian Combs, meaning that there was no Quincy there today. Delilah and Jesse weren't there. Chance wasn't there, and the caretakers of his younger children who aren't of age just yet, they were not present inside the courtroom as well today. But his mom also wasn't in court today. So when Diddy came inside, you know, it was still that standard issued MDC jumpsuit. He's wearing khaki. You know, from that video of, I think that was obtained by Daily Mail back in September, of Diddy playing hacky sack in Central Park, to now he appeared just astonishingly thinner, which you can expect to be inside a federal detention center for a couple months now. A lot different from the luxury lifestyle that he was living before, but he appeared very noticeably thinner, and maybe being locked up in detention is starting to wear on him. He appeared grayer a little bit as well too, but again, he appeared just like how you would expect Diddy to appear for a hearing.
Both Sean Diddy Combs and his legal team have consistently denied any involvement in Kim Porter's death. However, those denials stand in sharp contrast to the claims made by people who were once closest to him. Gene Deal, Diddy's former bodyguard, has publicly alleged that Diddy and Kim Porter were involved in an extremely abusive relationship. Deal claims he personally witnessed Diddy strike Porter on multiple occasions, including one incident in which he says he was standing guard outside a room while the assault took place. According to Deal, when Kim Porter eventually emerged, she was visibly bruised. These disturbing allegations have continued to circulate, fueling public skepticism and intensifying scrutiny around Diddy's repeated denials.
And then sometimes when Kim lived on 70th something Street, and I would go upstairs with Diddy, you could hear the shit in the hallway. And I would just shake my head when he come out or whatever, and Kim would be in the house. And it's always about where she was at or who she was dealing with. You know what I mean? So I'm not gonna see you physically put your hands on nobody. I don't give a shit who you are, or what. I'm not gonna see you physically put your hands on her. You understand? That's not gonna be me. You know, first of all, I can't.
Crazy, man. So you could hear Diddy putting hands on Kim Porter.
Well, see, he always do, like I told you, he be doing that. He'll start off, he'll have something on his mind, and he'll like that play fight with them. You understand? And he'll be hurting them when they, to the point where they'll be like, yo, stop. You know what I'm saying? But you know, they got the room is locked. You don't hear none of that. And then, you know, Kim would walk out in her white robe, and you could see it in her face. But what are you gonna do? That smothering her with the pillows and all that, like he playing with her. I know she was tired.
Yeah, he also told Rolling Stone that Diddy, he's a jealous person that don't know what love is.
He knows that, bruh. Kim couldn't have nobody, bruh. Kim couldn't have nobody. You understand what I'm saying, bruh? Diddy could do whatever, Puff could do whatever he wanted to do, Brother Love could do whoever he wanted to be. If Kim ever tried to get with somebody, Puff would interfere with them or with her trying to be with them. He wasn't letting that happen. Unless he was bringing them to the picture. That's what he used Kim for, bro. He wanted to make a deal with somebody. He'll get another girl and a guy that he's trying to make a deal with, and him and Kim, they all party together. Man, he used Kim for that shit, bro.
Wow, so he used Kim for that?
Yeah, bro. Yeah. You don't do that to somebody you're supposed to love, man.
Do you remember any situation where he used her for that?
I know a couple situations, but I know the people so well, man, and so good, and they some good people in Atlanta that had major groups.
Diddy has repeatedly stated that he loved Kim Porter and insists he would never have harmed her. But that raises a troubling question. If that love was genuine, why do so many allegations describe a pattern of violence behind closed doors? Diddy made similar declarations in the past about Cassie, firmly denying her claims of abuse and accusing her of lying, until a video surfaced that appeared to contradict his narrative. Now, as these past statements are re-examined, critics are asking an unsettling question. Were the alleged acts of violence against Kim Porter part of the same pattern later revealed in Cassie's case? The parallels are difficult to ignore, and they continue to fuel public scrutiny as more details come to light.
But, honestly, anybody that's lost a mother, lost a soulmate, it takes time. It takes time, I don't, they say time heals all wounds. When it comes to your mother or mothers, I don't think that's the case. I think we have the strongest beings. Like, if it comes to a category of who's the strongest being on the face of the earth, it would have to be black mothers. I don't think anybody can ever understand how hard it is to be, to be a black mother.
Whew.
Man, God bless Diddy, man. Tears are how our heart speaks when our lips can't describe how much we...
The title? Kim's Lost Words. It's currently a bestseller on Amazon, and it's filled with explosive claims that her 2018 death was due to foul play. Passages are filled with details of physical abuse, sexual coercion, and other acts of violence Combs allegedly committed against Kim. Now, their 4 kids are speaking out, denouncing it as lies. Quote, claims that our mom wrote a book are simply untrue. The book, riddled with typos and written by a man using a pseudonym, contains alleged first-hand diaries and notes from Kim talking about Diddy, including, quote, out of nowhere, he hit me with a chair. I don't remember anything after that until I woke up in a hospital room. My arm was in a cast. As I came to, the first face I saw was of the man that put me here.
When I lost Kim, it broke my heart forever.
Diddy's lawyer calls the alleged memoir fake and offensive. It also marks the first time Quincy, Christian, and the twins, Jesse and Delilah, have spoken out since their father's arrest, saying, quote, the cause of her death has long been established. There was no foul play. According to the autopsy report, Kim died of natural causes from lobar pneumonia, which is an infection of the lungs.
The circumstances surrounding Kim Porter's death continue to raise unsettling questions. Beyond the fact that a book attributed to Porter reportedly contains passages suggesting she feared Diddy might come after her, there are other details that critics point to as deeply troubling. According to widespread claims, Porter's casket was allegedly ordered nearly a week before her death. Even more puzzling, reports indicate that Kim Porter was in good health less than 7 days before she passed and had recently undergone a full medical checkup. Her autopsy ultimately listed pneumonia as the cause of death, but skeptics question how someone described as healthy could develop a fatal case so rapidly. With access to some of the best medical care in the world, why was she never hospitalized? For many observers, the timeline simply doesn't add up, and those unanswered questions continue to fuel intense speculation.
There was no electronic products or gadgets around Kim's bed. Her laptop missing, her cell phone's missing. Everything is missing that she could get in touch with her little girls if they not at home or her friends or family. All that's missing. How is it that, and this is her say, that the detectives did not even view the body in the bed where she died at? That the coroner had already removed her, pronounced her dead, and told the detectives that it was no foul play. And if that is true, as I've heard it, and we've read certain things on the internet about it, that case needs to be reopened. We know that Kim, and it's in this is in the documentation. Shout out the paperwork, at the paperwork part. I gotta shout him out, man, because he looked in the paperwork and it said Kim received a massage for about an hour when she's supposed to have full-blown pneumonia. Who gives somebody a massage when they got pneumonia?
I need to know, do you think that Diddy killed Kim Porter?
Absolutely.
Why?
Because of all the videotapes, because of the book, because of all the people she gave copies of her book to, or at least chapters, because of everything that she had on him, because of the tape that she used to blackmail him into a relationship and into a raise of him being sodomized by Andre Harrell. And I am not saying that allegedly, because I heard her and Kim Muir talking about it in the booth of the bathroom while snorting cocaine at the Kit Kat Club.
The cruises and discoloration on Kim Porter's body have also never been explained. Plus, her laptop and phone was missing when she died.
A small amount of blood was noted issuing from the right nair. A small amount of white frothy sputum was also noted issuing from the mouth. Oh, she had foam coming out of her mouth? What appeared to be a contusion was noted to the left upper arm. Multiple small red dots and what appeared to be a small contusion was noted to the right upper arm. What appeared to be small contusions were also noted to the bilateral posterior upper legs. Piercings were noted to the bilateral ears, implants were noted to the bilateral breasts, a vertical line of discoloration was noted extending from the upper abdomen to the groin region, the back was unremarkable, no other scars, marks, or apparent signs of trauma were noted. Rigor was noted to be a 3 throughout the body, lividity was fixed and appeared to be consistent with the decedent's position upon my arrival. Identification, decedent was positively identified as Kimberly Antoinette Porter. Next of kin, they notified the son and other family members. Decedent was not married. I spoke with Detective Patike at the scene and he confirmed this information. Organ tissue procurement was not addressed with the family, and autopsy notification, it says no exam notification was requested.
Adding to the mystery, reports claim that unexplained bruising and discoloration were observed on Kim Porter's body, details that, according to critics, were never fully addressed. Even more alarming, it has been alleged that Porter's laptop and cell phone were missing at the time of her death. For many observers, these unresolved details only deepen the concern, raising further questions about what may have happened in her final days and why so many critical pieces of information remain unaccounted for.
Here is the other thing with Mr. Burgess. He apparently says he owns the rights to a book that was reportedly based on the alleged memoir of Kim Porter. In fact, according to TMZ, Burgess' phone was seized by the feds, and on it was a copy of a flash drive with material that was used in this book. Here's the problem. Christian and Quincy Combs, these are the sons of Diddy and Kim Porter. Quincy's actually adopted by Diddy. But they are reportedly fighting back, and they have sent Burgess a cease and desist letter to prevent the further sale of this book. They argue this is just an attempt to capitalize on Porter's fame and that they own the rights to her IP, her intellectual property, like her diary entries, her potential manuscript. As her heirs, they own it. And they also want an accounting of current sales of the book. To be clear, though, they aren't acknowledging that there is, in fact, a long-lost memoir from their mother. In fact, they've actually denied that before when there was a similar book, a derivative work, we'll talk about that, published by this guy named Chris Todd on Amazon. They were adamantly fighting against that. They said that their mother wouldn't write this. But what they're basically saying is if something should exist, they own it.
And those statements include descriptions of what the witness says he saw on those tapes. So I asked him about that, and he answered what he could, given the limitations imposed on him after testifying before the grand jury. Out of those 8 videos, 8 celebrities, 6 men and 2 women, how many of those 8 celebrities were close to being underage or potentially underage?
2 males.
2 males. And of those 8 celebrities, how many of them were intoxicated or under the influence of drugs?
This is going to be all speculation. I just want to preface it by he wouldn't know if
Appear
they
to be.
were. Right.
Sure.
Appear to
Let
be.
me rephrase
right.
it.
Based on, yes.
Understand. Out of the 8 celebrities who were recorded having intimate relations with Sean Combs, how many of them appear to be either inebriated or intoxicated or under the influence?
All of them. All of them.
Out of those 8, how many appear to be potentially victimized? How many might have been victimizing?
I think all, to be honest, all.
Were victims
They
or
victims.
were perpetrating?
Victims.
They were all 8 were victimized.
Yeah,
meaning
victim.
this was happening to them and they were inebriated.
Right. Not knowing, I guess, how much proof it was in it, what they was doing.
Now, the controversy has taken an even more explosive turn. According to allegations circulating online, Kim Porter possessed damaging information about Diddy, details she was reportedly preparing to reveal in a book. That manuscript, sources claim, contained deeply personal accounts that could have exposed secrets Diddy allegedly wanted kept hidden. One of Porter's close friends, Courtney Burgess, has since stated that he turned the materials over to federal authorities, including the FBI. Even more shocking, reports suggest that Kim Porter's own children are now attempting to block the book from ever being published. Critics argue this effort is not about protecting their mother's legacy, but about shielding Diddy from further legal trouble and preserving financial interests. If true, it raises a haunting question. Is the truth being buried to protect power and money?
This evidence includes all the tapes that the FBI confiscated, along with 1,000 bottles of baby oil and date rape drugs.
Diddy's prison phone call just leaked and it was posted by Social Details. This is allegedly a call that he had, and there's a lot of talk, a lot of code words in there, so we're gonna listen to it together. Check it out.
Do not entertain none of this nonsense and nothing over the phone. I'm gonna need you to get rid of all the leftover pizza boxes. The what? All the boxes leftover.
Now, this alleged leaked call from Diddy in prison was talking about getting rid of pizza boxes. Now, if you know your stuff and you're privy, you know exactly what pizza stands for, and that's probably what they're talking about and referring to on this alleged leaked call. Pizza, for those who don't know, I'm gonna make it very clean. It has to do with children and selling.
Make sure you recycle the plastic like we talked about.
Now, in this alleged phone call, he starts talking about someone named Jay. People are speculating that may be Jay-Z, but there's no confirmation. At the same time, he talks about recycling plastic. I don't know what that could mean. If you guys have any idea, comment and let me know.
Everybody out there quiet as yeah, exactly. We gonna let them have their little fun, but I'm still gonna have the last laugh.
I mean, it seems by the call that he's looking for help. He's saying that a lot of people are quiet, I guess people that are on his side, and that he's gonna have the last laugh.
As Diddy remains behind bars, critics now claim the controversy has taken a darker turn. According to online allegations, his sons have allegedly begun stepping in on his behalf, accused of helping him manage the fallout and conceal damaging evidence. These claims intensified after reports surfaced of a leaked phone call, said to be between Diddy and his son Justin Combs, in which Diddy allegedly discussed using his children to dispose of evidence recovered from his Miami mansion. If authentic, the recording paints a disturbing picture of coordination from behind bars and raises serious questions about how far the alleged effort to control the narrative may have gone. Like father, like son, or so critics now claim.
Now to Sean Diddy Combs, looking to suppress evidence in his federal trial. Senior investigative correspondent Aaron Katursky is back with the story. Good morning again, Aaron.
And to you, Michael. You'll remember federal agents from Homeland Security investigations were hardly shy when they raided Sean Combs' opulent homes in Los Angeles and Miami, guns drawn. The jailed music mogul now argues those searches and other searches of his iCloud accounts, electronic devices, and New York City hotel room following his arrest were unconstitutional. His lawyers argue evidence obtained through those searches must be suppressed. Diddy's lawyers say the government presented a grossly distorted picture of reality when applying for the search warrants, omitting certain facts and including salacious details from an unnamed producer that were never credible. Combs has pleaded not guilty to racketeering, conspiracy, sex trafficking, and prostitution charges. The defense is also arguing here his ex-girlfriend, Cassie Ventura, was a willing participant in drug-fueled sex performances called freak-offs, not coerced as prosecutors allege.
Diddy himself has reportedly instructed his attorneys to move aggressively to have key evidence suppressed. His legal team now argues that the FBI's search warrants were improperly obtained, claiming the searches were unlawful and that none of the seized materials should be deemed admissible in court. That legal strategy has sparked fresh speculation, especially in light of allegations about a leaked phone call involving Diddy and his son. Critics are now asking a pointed question. Is the push to suppress evidence connected to what Diddy allegedly discussed behind closed doors? As the defense fights to keep crucial materials out of court, the timing has only deepened suspicion and intensified public scrutiny.
It makes sense why Diddy's daughters would feel uncomfortable around him.
There are also allegations that Diddy forced these victims to have sex with prostitutes as he touched himself. He called these situations freak-offs, and oftentimes he recorded them. Here's where some of the allegations against his son Justin Combs come in. So all this takes us back to February, when Rodney Jones, also known as the producer Lil Rod, filed civil suit against Diddy. In his lengthy lawsuit, Lil Rod straight name drops Justin Combs, describing him as someone who solicits prostitutes, underage girls, and sex workers. There's actually a picture of Justin Combs with an allegedly underage girl shown in the lawsuit. Now, in this specific instance, Lil Rod alleges at least one underage girl came to Diddy's home for a listening party. A sex worker was also apparently solicited, and a freak-off ensued. As an aside, this is the same night that Lil Rod alleges Diddy forced him to take a laced shot. He started to feel lightheaded and then woke up at 4 o'clock in the morning, naked next to a sex worker. It's important to note Justin Combs is listed as a defendant on this case because, according to Lil Rod, he facilitated Diddy's alleged RICO enterprise and at times participated. Civil suit points to more accusations against Justin Combs too, for his involvement in an alleged shooting cover-up. According to court documents, it happened on September 12, 2022, outside Diddy's Chalice Studios. Lil Rod says Diddy, his son Justin, and Justin's friend who went by G were all there when things got heated. Lil Rod says he heard multiple gunshots ring out and later found G on the bathroom floor in the fetal position. Lil Rod says he was bleeding out of his hip and leg area. Lil Rod says he was applying pressure to G's wounds and then asked the crowd to call an ambulance. At that point, both Diddy and Justin Combs disappeared to another part of the studio. Diddy then gave strict instructions to inform the police that he had nothing to do with the shooting. He also forced Mr. Jones to lie to the police by telling them that G was shot standing outside the studio by a drive-by assailant. So that specific allegation involves Diddy's son Justin, but another allegation and entirely separate civil lawsuit involves his other son Christian, or King Combs. Grace Omar K alleges that Christian Combs sexually assaulted her on a yacht in December 2022, and she says it was facilitated by Diddy.
Critics argue that the only reason Diddy's sons continue working closely with their father is because, like him, they're allegedly implicated in troubling behavior. Both Justin Combs and Christian King Combs have reportedly been named in lawsuits involving sexual misconduct connected to Diddy. On top of that, sources allege that Justin played a role in sourcing individuals for Diddy's infamous freak-off parties, adding another layer of controversy to the Combs family saga. These claims have intensified public scrutiny, raising unsettling questions about how deeply the younger Combs may be entangled in the same patterns that have long shadowed their father's legacy.
And she was 25 years old at the time. She believed that the trip would be a, quote, wholesome family excursion, but says it, quote, turned into a hedonistic environment, even describing rampant drug use among sex workers and celebrities who came on board. She believes that the alcohol on the yacht had been laced with drugs because she says women would have one drink and then almost immediately pass out or start falling over. This is, by the way, something that it was also alleged in Jones's lawsuit, that Combs would spike the drinks of different people. But focusing on Christian Combs, Omarky says that Christian Combs had been staying at a villa on the shore, but that he would come onto the yacht in the evening to party. And on December 28, 2022, Christian reportedly arrived very intoxicated and then proceeded to pressure Omarky to take shots of tequila. She did. Christian allegedly tried to get her to drink more in the yacht's makeshift studio. Omarky alleges that Christian kissed her neck, kissed her face, as he groped her legs, breasts, and private areas.
In April 2024, Grace O'Marquet filed a lawsuit against Christian King Combs, alleging sexual assault, battery, and intentional infliction of emotional distress during one of Diddy's infamous freak-off parties. The incident reportedly took place on a yacht, where Grace had been hired to work as a stewardess. According to her claims, Christian pressured her to consume tequila that she believes may have been spiked. She alleges that once she lost consciousness, Christian groped her and attempted to force her into oral sex. These allegations have thrust the Combs family further into public scrutiny, intensifying questions about accountability and the culture surrounding these controversial parties.
The latest on Sean Diddy Combs, prosecutors are accusing Combs of trying to contact prospective witnesses and obstruct the case against him. Our senior investigative correspondent, Aaron Kotursky, is here with more on that. Good morning to you, Aaron.
Good morning, Robin. Sean Combs is going to be asking a judge this week to release him on bail, but prosecutors now say the argument for detention has only gotten stronger. This morning, federal prosecutors are accusing Sean Diddy Combs of escalating his attempts to influence the jury pool and subvert his criminal case. Almost immediately after arriving at the federal jail in Brooklyn, prosecutors say Combs started using telephone accounts of at least 8 other inmates to call people not on his approved contact list. Prosecutors allege Combs frequently instructs family members and his attorneys to add other individuals via three-way call, which is not allowed. On some of those calls, prosecutors say Combs is explicit about his intention to use public statements to sway potential jurors, including this Instagram post by Diddy's kids.
Happy birthday to Daddy.
Prosecutors say Combs enlisted family members to plan and execute a social media campaign around the defendant's birthday, the first time we heard his voice from behind bars.
Oh, thank y'all for being strong and thank y'all for being by my side and supporting me. I love y'all. I got the best family in the world.
Prosecutors say Combs then monitored audience engagement from the video.
Diddy's legal troubles are only getting worse. And with
According
his daughter,
to prosecutors, Sean Diddy Combs has allegedly been orchestrating efforts to influence witnesses from behind bars. Reports claim he has been speaking to accomplices outside jail and instructing them to keep key information quiet on his behalf. Diddy's sons are said to be assisting in maintaining these communications, with authorities alleging that he has been using three-way phone calls to coordinate with multiple parties. In these calls, prosecutors claim Diddy first contacts a family member and then instructs them to add another person to the line, effectively keeping him connected to the outside world and, according to claims, attempting to control the narrative from behind bars.
But will his daughters follow through with emancipation?
With his daughters reportedly planning to sever ties, it appears that Sean Diddy Combs' empire may be unraveling. From the lingering mysteries surrounding Kim Porter's death to the disturbing allegations implicating both Diddy and his sons, the web of controversy is growing more intense by the day. The big question now, will his daughters follow through with legal emancipation, or could Diddy somehow find a way to silence them as well? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, and make sure to like and subscribe for the latest updates as this shocking story continues to unfold.